Alright, so one of the big questions I get is how to find your IP address. Well, if you go down into your search, run a search for command CMD. This is it right here, but I'm going to type it in. Alright, so CMD, and then just hit enter, or you can come over here, click open or run as administrator. You don't need to run it as administrator for this. Just click the open button. When it pops up, one of the basic commands is Ipconfig /all. Alright, so it looks just like that there. Actually, that shouldn't be there, that space. So we fix that, and when you hit enter, it spits out a whole lot of stuff. Alright, so if you scroll up, so we're at the top, we're coming down, you got that Ipconfig, and if you get down far enough, you'll get to whichever adapter you want. Now I'm using this wireless LAN adapter Wi-Fi, so if I scroll down a little bit, it tells you what your IPv4 address is. This happens to be 10.0.0.102. So most of them will start with that if you're at home, if you're behind a like a Comcast router or something like that, or even just a router that you bought at a store. It's usually going to be 10.0.0 or 192.168.0. So the main things that you're going to need, especially if you're calling for help, you're going to need this address right here. That's the unique address for your computer on your network. You're going to need the subnet mask, which is right below it. Most of them are going to be this unless you're subnetted, and usually that's for businesses or, big corporations. Then you have your default gateway. All right, now this is an IPv6. You don't have to worry about that. This is the one you want. And then you don't really need your DHCP server. Basically, that's the server that assigns these addresses. But you will need this right here, DNS servers, because if you don't have a DNS server and you're not getting addresses down here, you can't connect to the internet, or it doesn't know how to resolve when you type in www.yahoo.com, how to resolve that to its number like this. And of course the rest of these are just different connections that you have on here. Like I have a Bluetooth connector on here. What else we got? We got a second LAN, all right, or local area network wireless. Got an Ethernet adapter, which is if you have a cord plugged into it. But like I say, you're looking for the one that has the most information because that's the one that you're going to be using on your computer. Alright, and then if you want to clear your screen in here, you just type in CLS if you're in Windows. And we're working on the Windows 11 right now. Alright, another big command that you can use out of this if you want to find out if you're actually connected to the internet, and this does require that you have DNS servers. So just like on that last one, if you don't see any numbers in there, I believe mine was 75, 75, 75. So right here, so I've got two of them. And so it's looking to both of those to resolve what we type in. So the actual name, all right, and that's what that is, a domain name server. So it resolves the addresses like yahoo.com to its actual number. Alright, so let me go ahead and clear this screen again. Now ping is another one, and all you have to do is type in whoever you want to ping. In this case, I'm going to go to www.yahoo.com. And when I hit enter on here, hopefully you're getting a reply. If it's sitting there looking, then you have an issue with the internet, whether it's you locally or your ISP or the people that give you your internet. But as long as you get replies and it tells you how long it took them to reply and gives you a little extra stuff down here, then that lets you know that you're connected to the internet and that you're actually able to ping Yahoo. So Yahoo is up and they're responding to your request. Now, if I wanted to find out the path that my packets take to get to Yahoo, you would type in what's called tracer or a trace route. So it looks like tracer, but it's called trace route. So you're tracing the route of your packets to Yahoo. So when I hit enter on this, it tells you your first thing that it hits, second thing, third thing, and so on and so forth. Sometimes you'll see some different names up here that you may recognize. And sometimes, just like this one, you get a timeout. Alright, you can see a gigabit Ethernet at Comcast. Now we're at Yahoo. And that was the entire route. So it hit 17 different things, or technically 16 because one of them had a request timeout. So I hit 16 different things to get from me to Yahoo. Alright, another thing that you may be asked for is your host name. You can type that in. So you type in host name, enter, and that should match if you go down here and go to settings on your computer. Once again, this is Windows 11 that I'm working on. And you can see that you got your system. It's desktop HN47Q3G. So there's a couple ways that you can find that. Another one, you may be asked for your MAC address, and all you got to type in is get MAC, just like that. Hit enter, and it returns your MAC address. It's going to be the one that's not disconnected. And one of the last commands to find out basically everything about your system, or not everything, but a good portion about your system, would just be to type in system info. Alright, just like that, and you run that. Takes it a couple seconds, and as you can see, starting up here at the top, you got the OS name, Windows 11 Home Insider Preview. Alright, the version, manufacturer, continuing down, the registered owner, that's me right there. It's a Dell Inspiron 3671, 64-bit. Tells you the processor installed, BIOS version. Gives you the boot device, time zone, your memory, hot fixes, network cards, and Hyper-V requirements. So some of that stuff you may need, especially if people want to know what kind of computer you're running and you don't want to have to go, behind your computer and everything to look at everything. This kind of gives you what you're running. So anyways, those are some of the basic commands that you're going to be running from the command prompt. And hopefully this enlightens you a little bit about some of the things you need to know there. Thanks for watching.